Warriors Unite! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. It's been a few days. Vigor Warriors 2 have been extremely busy, but I wanted to get back to you guys, not to forget about you guys. So hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are continuing conquest. Hope you guys are continuing to follow God's purposes and hoping you continue to be better, becoming more masculine male that you can be, self-control, and having the highest self-control you can have. All right, so let me do some shout-outs here before we get started. Meriedixon 4827, thank you, my friend. Even, thank you. Satchelbehavkolmos, thank you. God's Gladiators, thank you. JTE Creates, thank you. Willis, thank you. Volk, thank you. Joshuatclairmusic, thank you. Biscuit, thank you. Lykkos, thank you. Jennings, thank you, my friend. Giodude, as usual. Rambo, thank you. Rajoroxx 0XX, thank you. Relentless Assault, thank you. Jon the Dawn, thank you. Gold Eagle, thank you. Nasty Cat, thank you, my friend. Tyrone 6462, thank you, my friend. JoJo Aces, as usual, thank you. Cvato, as usual, thank you. TKO, thank you. Another one for Jon the Dawn, thank you. Cameron Vaughn, thank you. Don Trump, thank you, my friend. God's Gladiator, second one, thank you. Chauvinistic Psycho, thank you. Maltzmonty, thank you. And John Jennings, again, thank you, guys. So I appreciate all your comments and all the positive types of stories and things you've given. I have to catch up with some of the shout-outs, but I have been doing this for about a week or so. So let me get back to it and kind of see where we're at. All right, so as we talk about this, my friends, let's talk about a topic here. And I think it was EA7 that brought this up. And he said something is, why the hell is nobody talking about semen retention? So that brings up a good issue, and I'm glad he's talked about this a little bit. And let's kind of focus on this a little bit and kind of see what we're kind of talking about here. All right, so obviously our whole idea is we're trying to become better, stronger, masculine males. And I heard something this morning talking about, the new masculinity of the 21st century, where the men are a lot more emotional, all this nonsense and craziness that people are coming out with because they don't want men to be strong. And mentally, you get strong. We all have emotions, of course, but not to the point where you're kind of just being wimpy and not being strong and not being someone who's really going to be able to kind of protect and provide. And I just think that you go back to this, and this is where the division in this country is at this point in time. We got people who want to redefine masculinity, but they have no idea what they're talking about. And they're doing it because they want to make men weaker. And men need to stay strong. And of course, there's going to be people who unfortunately abuse that. You see this in the news today and all that kind of stuff. But the bottom line is men need to be men. And women expect men to be men. Most women, whether or not they say this or not, they're expecting men to be able to provide and to protect. That's what they're expecting. So, the biggest issue here is that the media, all the people that we're talking about in society, all this type of, this blue pill stuff, we're talking about, all this matrix stuff, is focusing on men not being strong or masculine. They're trying to usher in a 21st century definition of what they think masculine is. And it is so weak, it is so emotional that they think this is what females want. Well, all you got to do is look at the number of females, especially in their 30s or 40s, that are single, lonely, no children, no nothing. Because men are walking away, and the men who are there are these new masculine male people who are supposed to be, more emotional, more emotionally knowledgeable and present, and women don't want them. They'll put up with them, but they'll disrespect them. They'll not really appreciate them because they're acting like they're feminine. No one wants males who are feminine, and no one wants females that are masculine. I don't care what they say, what people are talking about. They may talk a good game, they may talk about this is what, but it's all goes back down to the agenda that some people want that basically that males are supposed to be weak. And males are supposed to be weak, and there's a reason for that. Obviously, you can take over people who are weak. They're not going to fight you. They don't have that masculine quality anymore. And big part of that goes back down to retention. If they're watching pornography and they're letting their energy out, all these things going on, they're not going to be as strong. They're going to be weak. And they're going to lose their vitamins, they're going to lose their nutrients, they're going to lose their proteins, energies by releasing all the time. And because of that, then they're easily conquered, whether it's by people coming in and conquering them in their house, their town, whatever it might be, or as a nation. And this is why we see such a big fight right now of people trying to stay masculine. And obviously, those people think that the regular masculine people are, really violent people. But they're not. What they are masculine. We are masculine men who are strong. And the people, they're scared of that because they don't want to see that anymore. They want to see these weak males running around acting like females. And then the females can become like males, which is all backwards. But the reason why, as EA is talking about this, that we don't talk about this, and no one's talking about this, is because, in my opinion, my humble opinion, most people, the people in society who are running the medias and all the companies and all this kind of stuff, they've been pushing for a while this attitude that males should not be strong. This is why we only see 1% of the people who even pay attention to something like semen retention. If you go back to the strength of the religions and the strength of God and self-control and being able to control and use all your energy for fighting battles, to do things that are going to provide and protect, this is not what modern society wants. And this is why we talk about us being a 1%. If you look at why we're talking about all this and why I've had to put all these videos up and why we've talked about this, is because most people are not looking at trying to be that masculine male because they're reinforced this is not what people around them want. And they're buying into what they see on television and the internet. They're buying into what the females tell you and all the female movements that they've had over the years. And these females are lonely. They don't respect men. And they don't want to do all the jobs that men are doing. So they're figuring out now, we need the males. And the males are walking away. And so it's really a very troubling situation that we have out there with a lot of the younger people. Because there's a lot of people who are really confused. And it's because society has taught them all the wrong things. This is all the wrong matrix we're looking at here. And so, the females who are in their late 20s, 30s have hit the wall and basically realize that men don't want them this way anymore. They've had all kinds of sexual escapades and things like that. Men don't want that. And so real men are just walking away. And then they're left with whatever simps are around, and they may even hook up with them, get married to them, who knows, but they lose total respect. Because that male is not showing masculine qualities. They show female qualities. They may start off that way, but eventually, they lose it. I saw a football player over the weekend who'd been dating a celebrity, and the way he's looking now, he's looking terrible. And a big part of this is because he's transformed himself into more of a feminine type person. And that is his downfall. Because women may say everything they want about a man being, more feminine, more emotional. But down deep, you go back to the same old model of Beauty and the Beast. To have the beauty, you got to have the beast. And so the men have to be the beast. And whether they fight that through centuries and years to come, they'll keep fighting it, trying to transform males. But you never can transform the males, because if you transform them, they become feminine. And now you have nothing. You have masculine females who have no power running around, trying to be masculine. And it just defeats the whole purpose of everything what God has created. God's created a man and a woman for a certain reason. So, when we're looking at this, there's a great reason why no one's talking about this stuff. We're lucky we have enough people on here now, and I see more and more people. You probably get about a 1%, maybe a little bit more now, that are talking about this. Because people think it's such a myth because they don't realize years ago that's what people did. People had, they were protecting themselves. They were using this energy. They transmuted their energy. They were able to be strong. They were able to control themselves. And they were not becoming feminine. Now you see more and more of this happening now. We got males that are becoming feminine and destroying everything they're doing. Because what they're doing is not providing, protecting, building. They're more worried about being feminine. So as we talk about this, the key is we have to keep on our purpose, on our goals, realizing that we keep transmuting energy, we keep building our energy up. And so as a result of that, we are going to be chastised. There's no doubt about it. This is why Jesus, this is why we had a lot of famous religious leaders, even Gandhi got shot. Because you learn tremendous control. There's people who hate you. They're going to hate you. Because they don't want you this way. They don't want you being smart enough to realize that you're just throwing energy away. If you're not procreating, you're throwing energy away. And yeah, everybody's going to make a mistake here and there. We all do. I made it many times over 47 years. But in the long run, if you have a lifestyle in which you're holding in and you're not abusing yourself, and you're basically using this to achieve goals and make society better, all of a sudden, now you're following God's purposes. And that's what you really want to do. You really want to find God's purposes. And the more internal you become, and the more you're able to retain and be able to have self-control and learn celibacy, sophism, brahmacharya, the more you're able to do that, the closer you are getting to God. Am I perfect? Of course not. No, I'm still working on monk mode. I'm still working on things, but I'm getting better. And you are getting better too. And little by little, God is recognizing you're trying to get better. With all of this temptation, all this nonsense out there of people wanting to suck your soul and take all your energy physically and spiritually, you're at the point of saying, I have to put up my shield. I have to put up my armor. I have to fight this battle to the end every day. So every day is a battle. Every day you have to say to yourself, I'm battling the evil one and all the minions that the evil one's had. So all these people around you, they're trying to kind of get to you and tempt you and things like that. Part of them are being used by the evil one. Because what you have to do is stay strong. Keep your energy, stay strong, and stay on the course purpose. Stay on the purpose of what you're trying to do for God's purposes. And that's the key thing. So going back to EA7's idea here. Why the hell no one's talking about this, right? It's because people don't want to talk about this. There's most people who rather ignore this, not talk about it, because it brings up negative type things about themselves. You really think with people with over 100 body counts that they're going to actually think about something like semen retention? No. You've got to have a catastrophe or some come to Jesus moment, as I did years ago with religion, to be able to say, I'm going to stop this. It's so ingrained in our society now to release all the time and to have sex all the time and things like that, that you're at a point where, people are not going to stop this. In fact, they're going to ignore it. And they'll talk about other things. And that's why when we talk about this, it's really very hard to get people to cross over. They may try it. They may see great success. But to stay with it over time with all the things hitting us in society, all the arrows of temptation, all the, bombs thrown at us when it comes to stress and anxiety and all the things that people are doing to set things up where we're not having enough money to live. All these kind of things are going on. Cost of food, all these things happening. It's very easy to go back to releasing and losing your energy. And they give an easy thing. This is why these images are free. You have to wonder yourself, why are they free? Well, of course they're free because they want you to become weaker. And that's how you become weaker. And so you want to stay away from being weaker. But don't ever think this is going to be a hot topic for people to talk about. People are going to avoid this topic until they're hit in the face when there's more and more people realizing that the key is self-control, celibacy, holding your energy in and using it, transmuting it to other things. So thank you, EA7, for this great comment. I appreciate that. We'll continue, and like I said, I'll try to do one as soon as I can. Hope you guys have a great day. Remember, always two things I always leave you guys with. One, every day is a new day to a great warrior, and you guys are, each one of you guys, great warriors. And number two, guys, always remember to battle on! Take care, guys. Have a great day. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.